The work had been superb, in fact, from all of you, without a single exception. It had been great. Wherever the feedback was necessary, I had provided. A couple of places where it can be done in a slightly better way is this. Uh, when it comes to creating digital assets or digital creations from the free resources, which we are trying to do, many a times those people will definitely like to promote themselves, and they would put their name in the at the bottom of the links of the image, saying, or the video, saying that, this is sponsored by this particular website or this particular company. So what we need to do is we need to remove that using Canva, because in the post we cannot allow this to go. Additionally, we cannot also allow this to go on our landing pages or on our websites. So this is one important thing. Now, second important thing which I wanted to bring, and that's where I admire Deep's work there. Even there, I mean, a few places you also need to work out on this, and it is this: when we do the work, we the assignment was to figure out the right illustrations suiting the different benefits, oblique objections which were present on the landing page, and each of you, I could see, had grasped it very well. Now, how can we do it better compared to our peers, such that we come in the notice of our managers? So say the manager has given the same job to five of us, and each of us is very good. In fact, that's why we are working in together in the company. We have been selected to work in the company. How I can be different? While I download the illustration, the default name of the illustration will be some arbitrary name, right? The file name will be something arbitrary. It may be 123 afcg dot png, etc. Why don't I name the file name properly, such that it becomes very easy for the next guy who is supposed to handle this to quickly understand what is the meaning inside this file name, right? So if I can just allow me a minute here. Is my screen visible? Sorry, I had not shared it with there. Yeah. Please let me know once my screen is visible.
Yes,
It
sir.
is visible, sir.
Lovely, lovely. So here is one illustration which I will say, let's say, for example, this one. This is one illustration name. All right. 23034651. And this is another illustration name. AI increases creative thinking. Which of them do you think is very easy for the person to understand who is supposed to work on this? Because someone will be using these illustrations, right? Which of them will be easy? Charan,
Sir,
the one carrying the name would be easier to identify?
yes, sir, it is.
Sir, can
Yes, Deep,
yes, sir.
right?
The
So
the
here you will see,
illustration which have named proper, which you
correct,
have to use it easily and
perfect.
identify.
Perfect. Great. So all of us are aligned on this, and I'm very sure that going forward, all of you will inculcate this in your regular tasks. These are some things which will actually make a difference at the time of your appraisals, because you have already made a good place in my mind, right? That given the same task, this chap can do it in a slightly different way. Remember, during my first lecture or couple of lectures itself, I had stressed on the fact that everyone wants to save time and money, right? So how can this person save me time? Why should I hire him or her, right? So in order to save my time and help me progress, this chap can help me better. So if there is a single gap for promotion, I will give it to this guy. Keep this in mind. Okay, and otherwise the work had been superb. Again, I have to repeat this. Third thing which I admired about Deep is, apart from the regular task, you see, illustrations for day one, day two, everyone has done. He did some extra work. Since he was already looking at the illustrations and he knows what the company does, he knows what is the plan of the company going forward. What he did was, he was looking at the illustrations. Okay, for benefit, I have to do this, and I will create this illustration day one. Cool kids group discussion. That's my job. What about if I do something extra, right? And since I'm already looking at hundreds of illustrations, let me take out 15, 20 of them and present it to the company. Maybe it helps them. It's a beautiful thought process, actually, right? So every one of you, please try to see if you can, if you have got some time at your disposal, do this. And these are effective ways to do it. It doesn't cost you a lot extra thing here, right? Renaming it already we are doing it, so just continue with that. Are we clear, or are we happily convinced on this one?
Yes, sir.
Lovely, lovely. Please start doing this. This will be superb for everyone. Okay, moving on. This is the second set of digital asset creation, which we will be doing. And this time, what we need to do is, currently I am, okay, so let me take a step back and let me touch upon the marketing part a bit over here. Right. Now let me stop sharing my screen. And Manashri, today's presentation will be made by you, right? Whatever we are learning, including a couple of these points which I mentioned, please also mention that. Yeah. How to
Okay.
increase, you can put it like how to increase the productivity or how to be better at organizations. Okay. Moving on, coming back to our social media marketing. In order to promote any product, as we have learned in the fundamentals of marketing, we need to go and inform people about our offerings. This offering can be, remember we had discussed that, can be presented to the customers in multiple ways. Offline way, which was shared, that we can host some kind of events, we can host our seat in some exhibition, we can go to some societies, depending on the kind of product. Let's say it's a residential society product, we can host our stall over the weekend or on some festive occasion. In the digital world, if we have to host it, if we have to promote our product, we use social media marketing. Now, there are multiple ways to do it. We can run our ads on the Instagram. We can start creating organic posts. Now, one part which you guys are already getting conversant with on an everyday basis is that you guys are now, actually, most of you are proficient in post creation and a creation of the captions also. This is an organic way. This is an organic way to promote the company's product. Now, when we say organic, what we mean is we want to go in a fashion wherein we don't want to spend money on the promotion. That's called organic. The second way is wherein we pay the money on the advertisements. We create some post, the same post which you guys have created. We put that post on the different social media platforms, and then we give some money to that platform such that it promotes our post. Now, organic versus inorganic. I remember in our last organization, one of the products which we had was Diesel-I, and I had a fantastic gentleman working on the social media side, marketing side. He made our social media ranking single-handedly. I wasn't even part of his activities at that point in time because I had so many other things on my plate as well. He single-handedly made this site go from zero ranking like a nowhere to number one ranking on the Google, top three. I would say top three in the Google. So, and that happened. The interesting part is that happened organically. Now, the benefit, this is the pros is we are saving money. What is the cons of this? The cons was we took around 8 to 9 months to rank at number one. Now, some of the companies, some of the startups may not wait for that long. They would say, hey, you know what? We would like to have a quick, a response time. We would like to generate revenue quickly. In other scenarios, it may happen that, remember the POC concept which you had learned. We want to quickly test our POC. So we want to run our advertisements such that people can adopt it, few people can adopt it. We will follow up with them and we will understand what is needed to go from POC to MVP. So at those points in time, it becomes imperative to go and spend some money on the marketing. Now, coming back to the organic marketing. In the organic marketing, there are multiple ways. One of them is what we are currently doing. We have started is we create posts, carousels, different type of contents, and we put it on the social media. The second part, which another part is we go ahead and start clarifying the doubts on multiple platforms and thereby increase our visibility. These platforms could be depending upon what we are what domain we are into. These platforms could be Stack Exchange. For example, in our case, let's say if one of us or if one of the company where you join, they are a pure tech company and the guys are consultants, like super duper consultants, extremely very well talented consultants. There, they would like to enhance their presence on social media websites where people would like to outsource the work. Now, which thing, so taking a step back, we will think that if someone wants to outsource the work, it means that they have some problem right now to solve. Right now, what they are doing to solve the problem. So they have a technical problem. Let's say they hit into an error. They want to debug their code. They would be hitting the websites like stackexchange.com. So what we can do is we can go ahead and as a digital marketing guy, we would look for those kind of questions which are related to the specific technical domains. Technology in itself is vast. It starts from the basics of Android, Java, it goes all the way to complex topics like data science, machine learning, AI, generative AI, agentic AI, so much of things. And in between, there is a whole gamut of things again, blockchain, IoT. I mean, so much of things to handle. Now, let's say our company is pretty good and very strong in AI and machine learning. So what we do is we go to first we identify the platforms. Stack Exchange is one. We can figure out a few more. And then we can say that, and how do we figure out a few more? There are two ways. You can Google it, or you can put some typical technical doubts, and Google will itself tell you on which websites are these doubts listed. Stack Exchange will pop up, maybe Quora pops up, maybe Reddit pops up. So you will have a list of now websites which you will be shortlisted to do the to go ahead and clear the doubts. Now, once we go to these websites, then we start looking for our domain specific things like AIML. If AIML is my domain, I would look for only AIML based queries, and I would now pick the top ranking queries out of them or pick the most recently posted queries and inform it to our technical team that, hey, you know what? We have got some recently posted queries. Why don't you go ahead and reply to them? That's the way to increase the visibility, right? So first we clear the doubt. Maybe the person doesn't even bother to look at who has really solved. That's when you come into picture. What you will do is you will start looking at who has responded, and then you will try to figure out how I can find this gentleman or the lady on the LinkedIn or maybe some other places, let's say the Facebook or the Insta. Maybe if the picture is there, it becomes far more easier for you to identify. So this is one way wherein, second way wherein we could go and create our uh, organic presence, register our organic presence and enhance the visibility. Now, what happens is the more and more we are posting and responding to the queries, there is algorithm at the back end of these prominent websites. They will never reveal how that algorithm works naturally, but it's obviously, but what these algorithms do is they start ranking your company's techies response higher once we have more responses and more relevant responses. Why? Because many people, why? Because in the first place, as a smart marketing guy, you had done your research to figure out what are the most recent queries and how fast are we responding. What are the most happening, most similar queries which are there to which we can give a very good response? What are some of the unanswered? People are not happy with the queries because once we post a response, people will give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If people have given a thumbs down to a lot of responses, then you can bring to your techies knowledge that, hey, people, the people who have posted the query are not really happy. How about we repost with our technical expertise and gain traction? So then the algorithm, the algorithm which is running at the back of this platform, it naturally notices it and it says that, hey, you know what, great. This guy has responded and people have been for a long time showing a thumbs down, but they have started showing a thumbs up to this guy, to this company. So definitely the credit goes to the techies, but the credit also goes to you because you have done the hard work. It's not just you that you just went ahead, searched for some queries, and just for the sake of giving, you handed over 10 queries per day to the techie. No, you did which are the most recent queries, which are the most difficult queries which are not answered, which are the most answered queries, but is there something more latest on top of it? All this you brought to the notice. Your role, again, I am re-emphasizing, is super important in the marketing world. Give me a minute here. I have got a call from my home. भैया प्रणाम बढ़िया में हम ई बाहर हो निकल तो अभी तो बात कर लेगा हम एकरा में जो कोर्स में okay now coming back there is another other ways also to promote this marketing. One of the ways which we together will be doing shortly is we are going to invite people to come to our webinar, and we are going to host a webinar, and we are going to ask people to come down and look at the first briefing in our webinar. The webinar concept is definitely not new. People have been hosting webinars since COVID days, in fact, quite a lot. And the differentiator which I see when I had also attended, before we attend a webinar, it's also very important that we attend a few competitions webinars, right? This is very important for analysis. Please make a note of this somewhere, that and this falls under competition analysis. The moment we decide that, okay, this is a particular channel for marketing which I have selected for my company, then it becomes important to analyze the competition who is exactly following this particular channel for marketing. For example, when we were doing the Instagram marketing research, we tried to figure out quite a few of our competitions. And then we figured out that what is the hashtag they are using, what are their post frequency, what are the different kind of posts they are putting. And you guys then also came up that, hey, it is better that we put like 6-7 regular posts followed by one promotional post, 6-7 regular posts followed by one promotional post, because that's a good norm to follow. Now, we also, let me share something which I had noticed while I'm doing the Facebook right now, which we will be touching upon in the coming days. In the Facebook, when I am posting on certain groups, till now I have not posted a single promotional uh, post. But what I see is every day when I am visiting certain groups, there are set of people, organizations who are every day posting the promotional post. Uh, some different picture will be there, some different text will be there, but every day it's promotional, and it to me it looks very annoying. Remember my guru saying that people don't like to be sold. They don't want to be sold. They want to buy. So I am a firm believer on this part of this part of the philosophy. So in order to follow this, first, as I mentioned, we go and attend a few webinars, which I had done also. And I understand that these webinars, what are the contents which we should be putting in the first webinar. This also helps me to understand what should be the ideal length of the webinar. Shall this webinar be hosted by the key person, or a non-key person can also hold it? What should be the content in the webinar? How much should be shown and how much should be shared later for the benefit of both the organization as well as the parents? So creating that balance for the seminar. These are the few things which we need to understand while we are trying to host the webinar. Now that we will be hosting a webinar, the first thing which becomes important to host the webinar is the concept. What are we going to sell? Why this webinar? Why? In our case, the why is we want to promote our recorded course. You guys had been able to take a look at the recordings. Few more videos are getting edited, which will be finalized before this weekend. And the goal is to promote this course. And why? Because I want many people to benefit. Since my kid has benefited, since a few kids in my society, they have got benefited. We want to extend the benefit. So that's the reason we are hosting the webinar. Now, in order for the webinar to be hosted, and going by the philosophy that people want to buy, not to be sold, we have to first inform the people, educate the people about the kind of work which is necessary. Doesn't matter who is going to supply that need, but which is necessary. And there, you guys had already been participating slowly, gradually, wherein you had been creating educational posts. You had been creating the content around that. So this will be this, and part of this, and quite some more I had been posting on the Facebook and Insta. The next step in this is to educate them also. Again, educate them on about the webinar and how to do that. The only means to do that prior to hosting the webinar is through a landing page. Now, what is a landing page? Is everyone clear about what is a landing page?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right, sure. Okay, so Likhita, can you please explain, to help me understand that we are on the same page? What in your mind is a landing page?
Sir, landing page is very important for every organization. So, landing page shows that when we are opening anything, like yesterday, sir, you give the work about illustrations, right? We have to put that illustrations on the landing page. Then our customer or somebody seeing that landing page, it shows about our product or something. Like for our point of view, we have to we have to sell generative AI. So it is our landing page.
Perfect. So we had discussed about this, and I'm glad you have got it correct, Likhita. there is a difference between the landing page and website. We had discussed very quickly. Website is to discuss more on the terms and conditions, policies, a bit on what we do, who we are, who is our teammates, what is our product. What a website is not, a website is not meant for conversion. It's not meant to convert people into taking some action. So the CTA is missing. The call to action is missing on the website. The landing page, the purpose of the landing page is to make the visitors, the audience, take some action. That's the purpose of the landing page. So you guys had taken a look at the landing page. This landing page essentially, what do we do? The typical sequence of a landing page is like this. I had noted it down. Just bear with me. First of all, you have got a headline for the landing page. And while I do that, while I share this, let me also share a landing page with you. We can pick any landing page. We can pick our landing page, or I think we can pick our one. Yep, this one, we can take this. So this is our landing page. And here you have to have, first of all, a headline. Okay, so here is this headline. Welcome to Gen AI for Gen Z. This is my headline, which says that my screen is not shared, I guess. Okay, thank you. Thanks to correct me. Is my screen visible right now?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so here we have a headline, right? Ideally, here the headline here is this one, which I will be moving up slowly. The headline captures the gist of this landing page. I've been working on this landing page. This is not final, so that's the reason you are looking at it over here. But this is the headline, which captures the benefit of the landing page, what we are doing, what we are about, right? So we say that unlock the potential of Gen AI tools in 2025, embrace ChatGPT and 20 other cutting-edge solutions to seamlessly navigate the academics and reclaim 2+ precious hours every day. This is the headline, right, which we capture. Then followed by that, so this thing will come up. Okay, so this thing will come up, or some other thing will come here in some way. Followed by that, you normally have a call to action above the fold. What is above the fold? Above the fold means that whatever you are seeing on the first page, this is the beginning of the page. We are at the top of the page. This is the beginning. Whatever is visible in this first page entirely is called above the fold. There should be minimum 1 CTA above the fold. Please make a note of all this. Every point which we are discussing right now, please make as many notes as possible. Because we will be having a landing page exercise, and I'm planning something slightly big over there, and your help will be needed, certainly. So there it will be very useful and handy, these notes of yours. So here is a CTA, the call to action. Click here to get access, right? So this is the landing page, CTA. Additionally, there are multiple ways to design the landing page. I am discussing what I think is the best. Tomorrow, if you learn from someone else, they may have a slightly different view. You can definitely honor that as well if you think that is yielding better results, that has got better logic. But this I am sharing with you. Implement whatever I am implementing, I'm sharing with you, right? Because I believe in this. Now, again, I on the above the fold itself, I think and I believe is very important that the key person's front facing image and or video should be there. And this should be front facing. This should not be some side facing or, I am at some angle and I am speaking. No, or, taking a picture. My only part of my side profile is visible, not my entire face. No, entire face has to be visible of the key person, preferably who is going to deliver the webinar and or the main course. Yeah. So that is pretty important. Additionally, what I also believe in is adding a sense of urgency and scarcity. So I am adding a sense of urgency over here by mentioning that within 4 days, 16 minutes, 25 seconds, 4 days, 16 hours, 25 minutes, and 47 seconds. And this timer is continuously ticking. You have to register here. Otherwise, you will miss out. So I am creating register for free before it's late. And since I am going to invite only a few people, I have mentioned this thing by invite only. This can go off if it becomes a generic webinar tomorrow. Is above the fold content clear to everyone? Any questions here? Okay. Now, coming to the CTA could be in any of the colors which you want. Try to see what is working. So when we design the landing page, again, competition analysis. Figure out what is working out for the competition. And how do you know what is working out for the competition? In the first place, figure out only those people who are well-known and whose ads are coming to you. Or even if they are not coming to you, who are well-known and who are known for hosting webinars. That you can figure out in a specific domain. Say we are in the EdTech domain. If we do a Google, we will be able to figure out webinar by someone prominent in EdTech domain. Some 7, 8, 10 names will be there. You try to register on few of them and see how their landing page looks like. So this kind of a CTA, you can select from them, whether it should be popping up, blinking, a lot of varieties are there. Based on that, you can select that. One more thing which I have done in this landing page is, two more things rather, which I have done is, I have made this timer part sticky element. What is a sticky element? It means that even if I am browsing down, the timer will not move. The rest of the contents will keep on moving if I browse down, but the timer will not move. And it is in red color. That's one thing which I have done. Because throughout the content, I want the visitor to stay aware in the back of the mind that he or she is going to miss out on something if they don't register. So I'm clicking this sense of urgency in their mind. Moving down, second thing which I did, as you could see, is this video is now kind of stuck at the top right. So I want people actually to watch this video. So because I have put in a lot of effort to explain the benefits in as crisp a fashion as possible in this video. So I want them to watch it. So let's say even if they skip, it will come over here. So it becomes obvious to them that let me play this. And they can keep playing this while they can move down further. Okay. I'm right now just pausing this. I have further emphasized over here, when is the event, what time, how much is the duration, because people need to know that whether I am going to be busy or not, or free or not at that point in time. And then in each of these content inside the landing page, there is a 3 level of contents which are present. First is called the section, which is the entire thing which is in this background of black background. That is an entire section till here. Next is the row. So in here, for example, in this particular place, there is a single row here because you cannot see multiple contents. Here you can again a single row. Here again a single row. So normally I have followed a single row. And the third level is one row is this. This entire thing is one row. Second, the third thing is the element. So the element here, I say that I want two elements in my single row. One element on the left will speak about the textual content. The second element on the right will speak about the visual content. And then I create a third element here, which is the CTA. So one row, two elements. Section, row, element, SRE. This is the hierarchy which we follow. Coming down, section, one section, I had put first headline. Then I put some subtitles or a subheadline, the way you prefer. And the third is my major content. I want you to, I will be discussing this again in the detail in the landing page part, which I was mentioning to you about course, landing page, entire thing, which is part of this internship itself, which will cover more details there. But if you see, I am trying to put two different colors here again. So I am throughout trying to follow this philosophy that white and green, if I am following, I just follow white and green here, if you see. Mostly it's white and green, white and green. Shaded I have made in slight different color, but it's white and green. CTA is also green. This red, few exceptions I'm making because red I'm using here for the sense of urgency. Icons, white and green. Right. So, and then a CTA. So here above the fold, I put a CTA. I allow people to consume something. Again, I show them a CTA. Then again, some benefits, a headline, some subheadline, unlock the power of generative AI. This is a subheadline. And then one row, two elements, image element, textual element, CTA. Another section, headline, no subheadline this time, two elements. And a CTA. So again, some benefits, headline, image, illustration. And again, I'm really thankful to all of you who have helped me in generating these illustrations because I'm just copy pasting over here. So thanks to your work. Again, a CTA here. Then again, a headline, and the same trend continues. I want